Former Asia Chief of Republicans Abroad, who joins me now live from Taipei. Ross, good to see you. Well, let's talk about Trump's retraction then over his comments about Russian collusion. He says he meant to say Russia wouldn't interfere rather than Russia would interfere. I mean, how is that going to play amongst his supporters?
Well, the supporters across the United States, if we're talking about voters, they like so much of what Trump is doing. The Russia interference in the 2016 election, it's an important matter. Congress has been investigating it. Obviously, there's the Mueller investigation. But if we're going to look at how American voters who support Trump and have continually supported him since November 2016 feel about the press conference or this aftermath, it's not going to impact significantly the overall support that President Trump has. And in fact, as President Trump noted in his tweets, this issue of derangement syndrome is actually going to become a very good talking point. And because of the emotional reaction by so many Trump critics on Monday, there's probably the likelihood of a backlash, which actually might improve Trump's support, certainly among Republican voters.
But, I mean, this is one of the only times I can remember that he's actually come out and admitted to making a mistake. I mean, do you think he was forced into it when he saw the sheer scale of the backlash right across the political spectrum? Do you think that that was something he really hadn't anticipated?
Well, of course, he thought he said the right thing at the press conference. There's no doubt about that. President Trump is very confident in his words. He handles most of his media talking points on his own. There's limited input from his staff. But clearly, the majority of Republicans in Congress, obviously the Democrats in their totality, the intelligence community, their assessment is that Russia did interfere in the 2016 election. And President Trump did the right thing. He confirmed that his views are in line with that assessment of the intelligence community. But there's an important issue that we have to keep in mind as we go forward, which is President Trump is still going to make the argument, notwithstanding any interference that might have occurred. Not only did it not impact the election result, but it's not going to impact what President Trump believes are the bilateral issues. And President Trump is going to make the point that he has a good relationship, and that's important for progress on issues like North Korea, the Iranian nuclear program.
What about the image damage here, particularly amongst senior Republicans, his perceived weakness against Putin? This explanation now, which frankly a lot of people are saying is farcical. Newt Gingrich, one of his main allies, coming out and saying that this was the most serious mistake of his presidency. How is it going to impact on his support amongst senior Republicans?
It's a very fair question to ask, but I would expect that most of the senior Republicans in Congress are going to be satisfied with President Trump's clarification. The reality is, going into this November's election, that most Republicans do want President Trump's support on the campaign trail. Obviously, President Trump retains enormous popularity with Republican voters. And again, the focus is going to return to legislative issues and security issues, whether it's North Korea or Syria. And President Trump is going to make the point that it's better to be talking to Russia, just like President Trump will make the point it's better to be talking to China or even North Korea in order to get progress on these issues. And I would expect most congressmen, or Republican congressmen specifically, are going to share that view that it's better to be talking.
Ross, good to speak with you. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Ross Feingold there.